The invisible note. The suburban town of Fairview, Illinois, where streets were lined with maple trees and neighbors waved from porches, lived a 16-year-old boy named Ethan Ross. Ethan was the kind of student who blended into the background. He wasn't the star athlete, nor the top of his class. He had friends, but he often felt invisible, like the world would move on just fine without him. At home, things weren't much better. His parents were busy with work. Arguments seemed to echo louder than laughter. And Ethan's younger brother demanded most of the attention. Ethan often ate dinner quietly, retreating to his room afterward with the weight of loneliness pressing down on him. But one ordinary Monday morning would change everything. The bad day started with a failed math quiz. Ethan stared at the red 56% scrawled across the top, his stomach sinking. By lunchtime, he had spilled juice on his shirt, and a group of classmates laughed at the stain. Smooth move, Ross, someone joked. He laughed it off, but inside, his chest ached that night. After another silent dinner at home, Ethan sat at his desk, staring at the pile of unfinished homework. For the first time, he thought, what's the point? The unexpected discovery. The next morning, Ethan opened his locker, expecting the usual mess of books and crumpled papers. But sitting on top was a folded piece of paper. He frowned and unfolded it. Inside, in neat handwriting, were 4 simple words. You matter. Don't quit. Ethan froze. His first thought was that it was some kind of joke, but the handwriting was sincere, careful. No name, no clue. Just those words. Something inside him stirred. For the first time in a while, he didn't feel completely alone. The small shift in the note didn't fix everything overnight, but it gave Ethan something he hadn't felt in months. Hope. He carried it in his pocket all day, touching it before class, rereading it when his chest felt heavy. That night, instead of leaving his homework undone, he tried. Just tried. Days passed, and whenever Ethan felt invisible, he remembered, someone thinks I matter. The ripple effect. Weeks later, Ethan noticed another student, Mia, sitting alone at lunch. She was new, shy, and avoided eye contact. For a moment, Ethan hesitated. Then he thought of the note. He walked over. Hey, do you want to sit with us? Mia's eyes lit up with surprise. She nodded. That small act turned into a friendship. Soon, Ethan started leaving anonymous notes for others, short, encouraging lines he scribbled late at night. You're stronger than you think. Your smile makes a difference. Don't give up. He slipped them into lockers, under books, and even taped one to a bathroom mirror. The assembly, months later, during a school assembly, the principal announced a new initiative. Acts of Kindness Week. Students were invited to share stories of kindness that had touched their lives. To Ethan's shock, several students mentioned the anonymous notes. I don't know who wrote them, one girl said, holding up a folded paper, but this note stopped me from giving up on myself. Whispers filled the auditorium. Ethan sat frozen, his heart racing. He couldn't believe it. His little scraps of paper had actually mattered. The reveal after the assembly. Mia turned to him. It was you, wasn't it? The notes. Ethan's cheeks burned. How'd you know? She smiled softly. Because you were the first person who made me feel like I belonged here. That's the kind of thing you'd do. Ethan didn't confirm it, but he didn't deny it either. For the first time in his life, he didn't feel invisible. The full circle. By the end of the year, Ethan's grades had improved. He had more friends, and most importantly, he carried a quiet confidence. The original note that changed everything stayed taped above his desk. He still didn't know who had left it. Maybe he never would. But every time he looked at it, he whispered a silent thank you, because one small act, a simple note, had saved him. And in turn, he had saved others. Moral of the story: sometimes the smallest gestures, words scribbled on a scrap of paper, a smile, an invitation to sit at lunch, carry the greatest weight. We never truly know the battles others are fighting, but our kindness can be the light that pulls them through the dark. Ethan's story reminds us, kindness doesn't just change lives, it saves them.